Why? Why are you not taking any action? Did you forget your mission? Did you really fall for him? Your heart clenched as you looked at him. Mingyu scoffed. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's true. This is not like you. You were sitting silently. He raised his brow when you didn't reply because whatever he was saying was true. It's true that you were supposed to ruin him, but under the wrong circumstances, you fell in love with a man and now it hurts you to even think about hurting him. Yeah. Did you forget what he did to your family? Will you let him go like this? You swallowed the lump in your throat and held back your tears before looking at him. I know what I have to do. You don't have to remind me of anything. Then why are you taking so long? It's been 2 years. Did you fall for him? Just remember that marrying him was just a part of this mission. Now that we know everything, you should end him. That's what we decided. Your secretary came inside. Your phone. It's Jungkook. Mingyu poked his inner cheek while you got up and took your phone before walking away from the room. He leaned back and crossed his legs. I don't think we can count on her anymore. She hid a lot of information about him. She probably doesn't want her revenge. If things are not working from this side, we have to play differently. There's no way I'll let this opportunity slide from my hands. She might have forgotten about her revenge, but not me. What's your plan then? Alex sat down and joined his fingers together. Make sure he knows why his pretty wife is actually with him. There's no way I will let both of them together. She won't go anywhere. Alex scrunched his forehead. So you want Jungkook to know her real identity? Are you sure? It can put her life in danger. Don't worry, that's what I want. There's no way he's going to harm her, but if he does, I'll be her savior and that's the end of everything. I want to bring him on his knees. He lit up his cigarette before pressing it between his lips and took a long drag. Let's end this game now. You came inside the room and locked the door before looking at the phone screen. It was still ringing, but you don't have the courage to answer it. You swallowed before answering the call. Hello. What took you so long to answer? Were you busy? I was in the shower. I'm sorry. It's okay, by the way. I'm coming back. Did your shoot ended? I will pick you up from there. You gulped. No, I will be home. I will be back soon. Your voice was heavy. You have to lie to him with each and every word, although you've been doing it from past 2 years. But now things are not the same. Now you love him and a feeling of guilt is eating you from inside for what you have done with him. Are you okay? You sound a bit different. You swallowed again and nodded. I'm fine. I'll talk to you after coming back home. Bye. The call ended as you lowered your phone. The day you entered Jungkook's life, it was only for revenge. He killed both of your parents, but after living with him, you found out it wasn't true. It wasn't his mistake, but they met into an accident, but you thought it happened because of him. Someone made you think that way. Mingyu helped you throughout because he belongs to the same gang your parents run. Yes, you are also from a family of mafias, but you never let Jungkook know about it. Initially, you supplied them all the information related to Jungkook because all you wanted was to revenge, but not when you fell in love with him. He loves you with all his heart, and his love was so strong that you have to give up because you couldn't stop yourself from falling for him. Mingyu wanted you to win Jungkook's trust completely so that once you enter in his life, it will be way easier for him to take their revenge, but it never happened. You in fact protected him and supplied them wrong information, but you never knew Mingyu has his men to keep an eye on you. He was a step ahead and realized everything even before you. Even before the marriage, you were determined to ruin Jungkook, but all your thoughts change after the marriage. You love him now, and every time you betrayed him, that guilt is eating you from inside. You put your hand on your belly. Things have gone too far, but I won't let anything happen to him. No one has ever given me that much love. I'm ready to sacrifice anything to protect him. You recently found out about your pregnancy also, and it was a huge shock for you. How can you even think about harming a man whose child is growing up inside you? You didn't tell Jungkook about it. Your heartbeat was high when you came back. You thought you'll make it to reach home before Jungkook because he was in Japan, but you saw his car parked outside. As you walked the living room, he was sitting on the couch. He sensed your presence and looked at you before standing up. You were in Japan, right? How did you come back so early? A side of his lips curled up into a smirk, but it was different. You were unable to read his face at this moment. I thought to give you a surprise. By the way, how was your shoot? Did you enjoy it? You swallowed and gave a nod nervously. Yes, it was as usual. Jungkook lowered his eyes and noticed you were digging your nails in the palm of your hand, and you always do that when you lie about something. Just now he understood this. He again shifted his eyes on you. You must be tired, right? I wanted to pick you up, but you refused. I thought to see the place where my dear wife works. Never really got the chance. You somehow managed to look at him and forced a slight smile. It's okay. This time it was a shoot on a ship. It was good. You must be hungry, right? Should I cook for you? You wanted to change the topic because now you find it so hard to lie to him. You told him you are a model, which isn't true because you already joined the agency so that Jungkook won't suspect you, and that's why you are also on some magazine covers. He grabbed your hand and stopped you before walking behind you. You don't seem happy to see me. Is there something wrong? No, there's nothing like that. You turned towards him and shook your head. Why would I not be happy? I'm sorry I don't ask you about your mission. I'm just a little bit tired. Tired of what? Your lies? What are you even apologizing for? Your heart dropped. You know he must be talking about something else, and because you were already guilty, that's why you are feeling this way. His behavior was so unusual. He never talked like this, and you could see a disappointment in his eyes. What are you saying? Did something happen? He let go of your hand and you could notice that his jaws were clenched as if he's holding back himself from committing a sin. So much happened already that I don't know where to start. I thought it was usual and never gave it a thought about why it was happening and who could be behind that. Your heart was beating so fast, but you maintained a normal face. You knew that something has happened. What are you saying? Tell me clearly. He came closer to you, disappointment clearly visible in his eyes. Again trying to become innocent, huh? What did you get by betraying me like this? Jungkook. Only his name came out in whisper from your mouth before your eyes filled up with tears. You are too weak now. That Wyan already died the day you fell in love with him. But your eyes widened when he took out his gun from his pocket and aimed at you. He was so angry. Don't say my name. I just don't see the woman I fell in love with in you. What did you get from it, huh? He looked so hurt. Even his eyes were glossy with anger and feeling of being betrayed. Tears started to fall from your eyes. I'm sorry. Let me explain. He shook his head. Not anymore. You don't deserve it. You were already down, not because he came to know about your true identity, because you already planned to tell him everything, but seeing him in this condition, your heart just broke completely. Never ever he suspected you for anything. He loved you with all his heart when he's known for the most heartless mafia. When you realized that, it was too late, and now no apology can fix that. You hurted him so much when all he did was to love you like crazy. You remember all the good days, all those moments you spent with him which you never thought you'll be going to experience with someone. You never thought you'll fall for him, but his love was so strong that when you thought you'll take revenge, you already fell in love with him. Your heart already belongs to him, and now even the soul. Now you made the situation so worse that the same man is standing in front of you, pointing his gun on your head. It's not his mistake. He felt equally betrayed, even more than anything. Why? Why did you play with my feelings all this time, huh? What did you get to make a fool out of me? I'm sure you have laughed on me every time I showed you my weak side, every time when I was powerless. No words were coming out of your mouth, only tears were falling. There was so much that you wanted to tell him, but too ashamed to tell him. You never lied to him after you fell in love. You equally love him. You are the most heartless here. You don't deserve to be loved. He took a step back, still his gun pointed to your forehead. You are right. I don't deserve your love. In fact, now I think I don't deserve to be loved at all. I won't mind if you kill me right here. He scoffed, but it was a painful one. You are so good in manipulation, but this time I won't fall for it. You never loved me, right? It was a game for you all this time. I was a stupid. You really made me a fool. He said, looking straight in your eyes, looking for an answer. Even if you kill me right here, I will still say that I loved you, I love you and will forever. But I don't think I deserve that because I will never be able to live with this guilt. You decided not to tell him about your pregnancy because it would seem as an attempt to save yourself. Although you knew he will never going to pull the trigger, he can never think about hurting you. You took a step closer and held the gun before pointing it right on your forehead. Before I get separate from you, I want to tell you that you are the most beautiful thing happened to me. Believe me or not, but I never fell in love with anyone the way I fell for you. I'm so sorry. Sorry for every lie. But believe me, things are not like how you are thinking. I love you with my whole heart, but you are correct. I don't deserve to be loved. I never deserve it. Jungkook was noticing your fingers that reached to the trigger. He realized what you can do and he was about to change the direction of the gun, but you pulled the trigger. The bullet hit your shoulder and his whole world turned upside down in a second. He caught your body halfway before it fell on the floor. He shouted before picking you up and rushed outside. Tears were dropping from his eyes. No matter what happens, he never wanted to lose you at any cost. He was ready to forgive you for everything because he knew you love him. Jungkook's heart was ripping off. He was so afraid that he was never before like this. The only person he ever fell in love with is you. He never even suspected you. It happened for the first time that he trusted someone so blindly. Before he got to know about your true identity from anyone, his right-hand man told him already because he was a little suspicious about you, and when they lost the greatest and important deal of their entire year, he suspected you. He followed you a few times and then he collected evidences because he knew Jungkook would never believe that you can betray him. For the past 1 year, he never noticed any activity from your side because you weren't supplying any information. In fact, you were protecting Jungkook from every mishappening. The day he first proposed you for marriage and you said yes because you wanted to live your life with him. He did not have any hand behind your parents' death and you got to know about that. You decided to leave that world and be with Jungkook. You were loyal since then, but your past brought you here. He was standing in front of the ICU all the time. He was too broken to say anything. After a few hours of surgery, the doctor came out. Is my wife alright? How was the surgery? She's out of the danger now. Good thing is that you brought her here before she lost her blood. Both the mother and the child are safe. His heart dropped when he heard that. Child? The doctor looked at him confused. You don't know? She is pregnant. What? He was about to go inside, but the doctor stopped him. Sorry, but you can't see her. Let her come to her senses and we'll then shift her to another room. Then only you can meet her. Jungkook removed his hand and walked inside. No one dared to say anything to him. He came inside and saw you connected with all those machines. His tears started to fall. He came near you while you can't even see him. You were still under anesthesia. What is happening? Why all this is happening, love? Since when you started to go far away from me and I didn't realize. He held your hand and broke down because he was never prepared to see you in this condition. I'm ready to forget everything. I'm ready to accept you again because I love you. I can't live without you. He started crying, resting his head against your hand. You opened your eyes after some time and looked at him. You were still wearing the oxygen mask and that's why you couldn't say anything, but you moved your finger that made him look at you. Ryan. He removed the oxygen mask and cupped your face. Are you okay? You blinked slowly. I'm sorry, Jungkook. I'm sorry for everything. He shook his head. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter now. I wouldn't let you go anyways. It's true that earlier I was betraying you, but believe me, after I fell in love with you, I love you with my whole heart. I still love you. In fact, your child is growing inside me. Why didn't you tell me about it? I wanted to, but I guess it was too late. I'm sorry for breaking your trust and heart. I'm ready to do anything to apologize. Just don't separate me from you. Don't hate me because I seriously can't live without you. I can never. I can't even think about hating you. I was just so hurt. I'm sorry for my behavior earlier. I will never do that. He wiped your tears. Don't cry. I was so afraid that I almost lost you. Why did you do that? You know I will never press that trigger. Why did you do that? I was too ashamed to face you. I ruined everything between us. I lied to you multiple times, so I just thought I don't deserve to love. I betrayed the man with whom I got the most love. I will still love you the same. If something would have happened to you and this child, I would have died. You put your finger on his lips. Please don't say that. Let's just not talk about death anymore. I just want to live a peaceful life with you. He nodded and placed a soft kiss on her forehead. We will. I will make sure that we will. You closed your eyes as tears fell down. It was a lesson for you as well. If you would have told him everything earlier, things might have not come this far. But you were afraid to lose him, so you remained silent. But finally, everything got cleared in the end. Now you can live peacefully with him. You plan not to go back to where you came from. Now you will stay with Jungkook and help him.